people use all kinds of meanings about yoga, like union, right? Yoga does mean union, but union of what, right?
Mhm.
And I hear many different definitions, like union of soul with the super soul, and union of one with the universe. And what we want to talk about is union of body and mind,
Mm. Yes, sir.
union of inner brain and outer brain, or older brain and newer brain. And it's an important aspect of Mahatman is this integration, right? Integration of everything, integration of work and life, integration of body and mind, integration of inner brain and outer brain. So there's no inner conflict, the sense of oneness, but what kind of oneness, right? The oneness within. And in real raw sense, that means union of body and mind, union of inner brain and outer brain. So most of the inner conflicts are related to our um reptilian, mammalian, um, older brain fighting with the newer brain, right?
Yes, sir.
Like Kalyani explained, fight or flight. That's the older brain habit. We either fight or we are flight. The newer brain is about facing it. So my slogan has been neither flight nor fight, but face it. And that's exactly what separates us from the entire animal kingdom, the ability to imagine and analyze,
Right.
especially imagine and visualize and look in future and things like that. So that's one meaning of union, the union of the inner brain and outer brain, somehow not fighting with ourselves inside, right? Sometimes, like when you see a piece of cake or a pizza, the inner brain wants to eat it, right? But the outer brain is what we employ, and that's willpower, right? Self-discipline. And the second thing, the union of body and mind. And when I give these yoga classes, I always talk about what I mean by that. Like, if you imagine you're one foot in one boat, a small canoe kind of boat, and another foot in another small canoe kind of boat, right? Just imagine that, and you're standing, and you're trying to float and go through the river. If your one foot is in one boat and another foot is in another, you're going to be torn apart, right? And that's what happens with our body and mind. Our body is in one boat and the mind is in another, and then we are torn. And by that, what I mean is that body is always in the present moment, right? Body cannot think about future or cannot think about past, but our mind is always engulfed by the memories of the past and problems of the future. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're always worrying about what I'm gonna do and what needs to be done, and so it's constantly thinking about the future, and it's always driven by the past memories. So while the mind is in the future and the past, body is always in the present by its inherent nature, and that's why we are torn apart. And so body is always in the present. It cannot go in the past, it cannot go in the future. So what we do is you bring the mind to the present also. And when the mind is in the present, then the body and mind are united. And how do we bring the mind to the present? Is by using various yogic techniques, like breathing techniques. When you're observing your breath, you cannot be thinking about your past memories and your future plans and problems, right? So in the stretch thing, why stretching is so important to bring the mind to the present, to the body. Because when you're stretching, and I teach this in my yoga classes where I have people focus on their bodily sensations. Any yoga posture you do, there is a particular kind of sensation, a pleasant sensation or unpleasant sensation in the body, right? A stretch or strain kind of feeling,
Stretch. Mm-hmm.
stiffness in the stomach or extension in the arm or whatever. There's a bodily sensation that you are forced to pay attention to because it is so intense, right? And that's the beauty of martial arts also. It's so intense that you cannot help but feel that, and that brings your mind to the present, to the body. So the way we bring our mind to the present is by using the body itself. And when I say using the body, I mean using the breath and the bodily sensations, and tie the mind to the body. Philosophically speaking, body and mind is all one and the same thing, is just a spectrum, and we are just using linguistic means to express something, but it's literally one and the same thing. It's like mind being water vapor and body being ice.